The ocean does not announce when it decides to take everything. One moment the private jet skimmed the sky like a promise, the next it was tearing into the water, metal screaming, glass bursting, silence swallowing sound. For Daniel Reyes, a single father who had never owned more than a second-hand car and a stubborn hope for tomorrow, that moment would rewrite his life forever. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this deserve to travel far. Daniel had only been on that chartered jet because of a last-minute construction job on a coastal hangar. He was exhausted, thinking about his 8-year-old son Mateo waiting at home with a neighbor, thinking about overdue rent and the way the fridge hummed when it was almost empty. When the impact came, Daniel's body reacted before fear could form. Water rushed in through a shattered window, cold and violent, and panic turned the cabin into chaos. He forced himself to move, lungs burning, senses narrowing to one task: get out and help whoever couldn't. As the jet sank, tilting into the blue, Daniel saw her. A woman pinned near the open doorway, crimson dress floating like a warning flare, eyes wide with shock as water climbed higher. Later, the world would know her as Eleanor Whitmore, a billionaire CEO whose decisions shaped markets and headlines. In that moment, she was just a human being drowning. Daniel fought the current, grabbed the edge of the door, and reached for her hand. His muscles screamed as he pulled, glass slicing his forearm, pressure crushing his chest. He thought of Mateo's laugh, of unfinished Lego castles, of promises whispered at bedtime. With a final surge of strength, he dragged her free and kicked toward the surface, hauling hope with him. Rescue boats arrived minutes later, but minutes are lifetimes underwater. On the deck, Daniel collapsed, shivering, bleeding, breath tearing in and out of his lungs. Eleanor survived. He did not stay to hear thanks or names. By nightfall, he was back in his small apartment, washing salt and blood from his skin, tucking Mateo into bed, and wondering how close he had come to never seeing morning. The days that followed did not feel heroic. Daniel returned to work with a bandaged arm and a heavier silence. News clips played everywhere, praising the survival of a powerful executive after a mysterious crash at sea. His name was never mentioned. Bills arrived on time. Worries did not pause for bravery. He packed lunches, fixed a leaky sink, and taught Mateo how to ride a bike in a cracked parking lot, believing that doing the right thing did not come with receipts. Then came the morning that sounded like thunder on wheels. 3 black Cadillacs rolled into the narrow street, glossy and impossible, stopping in front of Daniel's building like a scene cut from another life. Neighbors gathered. Mateo pressed his face to the window. Men in tailored suits stepped out, carrying folders instead of weapons, certainty instead of noise. Daniel opened the door with a confusion that felt like fear. What followed did not erase the past, but it changed the future. The company Eleanor led had found him through flight records and witness statements. There were hospital bills quietly paid, a college fund opened in Mateo's name, and a job offer that respected Daniel's hands and his heart. More than money, there was acknowledgement. A letter that spoke of gratitude without spectacle, of courage without cameras, of a life saved by another who expected nothing in return. Still, the greatest change was not financial. Daniel began to sleep without the weight on his chest. He volunteered with a local rescue group, teaching water safety to kids who had never seen the ocean except from afar. Mateo learned that heroes do not always wear uniforms or make the news. Sometimes they come home tired and cook dinner anyway. Eleanor funded a community program in Daniel's neighborhood, not with her name on the wall, but with resources that stayed when headlines moved on. As seasons passed, the memory of cold water softened into something warmer. Daniel would stand at the shore with Mateo, watching waves fold into themselves, thinking about how close life always is to breaking and how close it is to being saved. He understood then that kindness does not wait for perfect timing. It acts, often unseen, and ripples outward in ways we cannot predict. Before we reach the end, leave a comment and tell us this. If you were in Daniel's place, would you have risked everything for a stranger? If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that goodness still finds a way through fear and chaos, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps stories of hope reach people who need them most. Because somewhere, right now, an ordinary person is about to do something extraordinary, and the world will be better for it.